Today's question is it wrong if I want to be famous? The answer to this can be tricky. First, let's ask this question. Why do you want to be famous? John the Baptist was very well known. In a sense, he was famous during his ministry, but John used his fame to point to Jesus. When Jesus started his ministry on earth, John backed away from his fame. He told his followers it wasn't about him, it was all about Jesus. For John, the whole reason to have followers was to point them to Jesus. So, why do you want to be famous? If your desire is to point others to Jesus, that's wonderful. God can use people who do this. But if you want to use your God-given talents and abilities to make a name for yourself, that's being selfish. That's taking credit for everything that God has given you. As human beings, we look up to famous people. Their shows and their movies entertain us, their music makes us happy, or they live in places and have possessions we would love to have. Very few of them give God credit for their fame, and many of them have strange notions about spiritual truths. Some of them live a godless life. Those of us who admire them, if we're not careful, can be turned away from God and His love for us. There's nothing wrong with fame, but it's not what we do, it's why we do it. So, here's a question for you. How is God's glory more important than your own?